In this video, I'm going to show you a new feature I've integrated into the Craft Inspector version 1043. So along the left-hand side here in the main menu, you'll see the settings button. Now, if you don't see the word settings or any of these words, if you hit that little expander thing at the top there, you'll see the words show up. So go ahead and click on settings, and you'll notice a new feature in here, connection limits. So you can see the first one here in the settings is downloading threads. Basically, you can have the ability of setting the number of downloading threads that you can have at a given time. Basically what that means is how many products can you download at the exact same time when you're extracting data within the product search or the shop analyzer tool. Now, what we've done here is we added the connection limits. So after a certain amount of web connections, now you have the ability to pause the extraction from up to 10 to 60 seconds. Now the reason we put this in here is because Etsy is starting to limit the amount of concurrent web connections that can happen at a given time on their website, so it doesn't sort of overflow their site sort of thing. But it's no big deal, and this works extremely well with this software. It's automatically turned on, but you can come in here and set the settings to whatever you'd like, or even turn it off and continue using the software. Let me just demonstrate. So after 50 web connections, it will pause between 10 and 60 seconds. And I'm going to use just 5 downloading threads. Click apply. Let's type in a generic word like wood, select 3 pages, and go ahead and click search. So you can see it goes and gets the initial searches here. It grabs all of the items. Now you can see there's 5 downloading threads happening at the same time. And we've already gone through 18, 21 products. These can be considered as web connections. So after 60 connections here, no, sorry, we had it set at 50, it'll start pausing. So after 50 connections, there we go. Now it's going to pause between a random number between 10 and 60 seconds. And if you have that turned on, now you can just kind of leave this in the background for a little bit, and you can have a list here of like 600 to 1,000 or whatever items, and it will get through the entire thing without any hiccups at all. If you're not using that settings feature, that pausing feature, you'll find that when you're doing your search, you'll have a lot of not extracted show up down here. That's because that limitation Etsy is putting in their website recently, but that's no big deal. All you have to do is use the settings and use these connection limits, and everything will be just fine. Or you can pause anytime you want or stop the extraction. And if you want to continue off where you went and get this data that's not extracted, you can see here, just click the more button and go extract not extracted data, and it will continue off where it left off. Of course, you can click stop, or it will do its pausing thing if you have it set in the settings. Now this is the same thing in the shop analyzer tool. A lot of times a shop will have like, 1,000 listings or something like that. So if you want to analyze all their listings, it's a good idea to use that pausing feature. So I can go ahead and analyze this shop, and we'll see it has 687 active listings. So that's quite a bit. So I just paused there for a little bit, and you can see that 687 products, and now it's going to go through and start to download the data for all of these products. So it's a good idea to put that pausing feature into play here so it can get all this data completely uninterrupted, and you can just sort of, just wait for a bit, and it'll eventually be all downloaded. So that's a new feature we've integrated into the software to make sure it works smoothly and gets all the data that you need. Hopefully that helps, and thanks for using Craft Inspector.